Hi, this is Mike with the Cover 2 Review, and I'm going to be talking about real ways that we can change the BCS. Because these days I turn on ESPN and all I hear is, oh, the BCS is never going to change, so we might as well just learn to love it. But I don't believe that. That's a very un-American way to think. And another thing, ESPN is as big a whore as the university presidents involved and the sponsors. So let's break it down bowl by bowl. We all know that all bowls come from the Rose Bowl, which was the first ever bowl. Even the Super Bowl comes from the Rose Bowl. And this year, the BCS Championship will be decided once again at the Rose Bowl, except for they won't call it the Rose Bowl, which is odd. Notice two things. I didn't call it the Rose Bowl presented by Citi, because I'm not an employee of ESPN, and so I'm not forced to call it that. I can call it whatever I want because of my First Amendment rights. And I didn't call it the National Championship or the College Football Championship. I called it the BCS Championship because that's all it is. It's the championship of a flawed system. And the champion of that game does not represent all of college football or all of the nation. So how do we stop it? Simple. We slam them where it hurts and we boycott the stupid products that are supporting the BCS. But not Citigroup. I don't support a nationwide boycott of Citigroup in the Rose Bowl for three reasons. First of all, the Rose Bowl, in addition to being the first ever bowl, was also the only exciting bowl to watch in 2006 with Texas USC. And it was one of the few times that there was actually a legitimate championship between number 1 and number 2 without any controversy involving number 3 or anyone else. The other reasons are because since Citigroup's financial problems, they've been bailed out by Obama and the Democratic Congress, which means that the American people own them anyway. So if we tried to boycott them, we would really be boycotting ourselves. And also, Citi is the only company decent enough to put their company logo at the end of the bowl name and not at the beginning. So who do we boycott? Well, there's 3 other major bowls. There's the Allstate Sugar Bowl, the FedEx Orange Bowl, and the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Allstate, insurance, it's a family decision, so do whatever you want there. FedEx is easy, if you have the option, just pick UPS instead. They're just as on time and just as reliable. But Tostitos, there is no excuse to buy Tostitos products. And on the Cover 2 Football Review, we are officially declaring a nationwide boycott of all Tostitos products. For 2 reasons. One, as I will demonstrate, their products are crap chips and crap salsa. And 2, because they support a flawed and false system, which is the BCS. And in the BCS, they've given us such forgettable matchups as Ohio State, Florida, Ohio State, Notre Dame. They've given us Oklahoma versus Boise State, which is an overrated game anyway. The final 2 minutes were good, but that's just because Oklahoma sucks and they made it close against a team from the same conference as Utah State. And Oklahoma, West Virginia, which was the biggest disappointment of the year. They lost to a team that was coached all year by Rich Rodriguez. That should give you a clue of Oklahoma's problems. But anyway, I digress. Now, I love chips and salsa as much as anyone. And as a demonstration of how a person can live perfectly normal and fine without Tostitos brand, I prepared a little platter here. Now these are my favorite, Don Julio brand, but there's also Mission Chips, which are every bit as good, or Calidad brand. Now, as for the salsa, we all know the salsa is best made fresh out of the garden. But even if you don't have a garden, usually there's also vendors that still grow it and sell it locally. And it's much fresher than Tostitos, and the chips are a lot crunchier. So one would wonder, wouldn't one, why, if you hate the BCS and like fresh food like salsa grown out of a garden, and why you like crunchy chips, and why you love college football, why you wouldn't boycott Tostitos for superior quality food, more fair postseason, and an overall better life. Boycotting Tostitos is actually really easy. There's only one rule. Don't ever buy Tostitos products. No matter what. Now, I guess there could be other rules, like whenever you're at the store and you see Tostitos, take them off the rack, stomp on them, and then put it back on the rack so that they look like crap, even though they already taste like crap. Another thing you could do is turn all the Tostitos products around, so instead of looking at the label, people just see the crap ingredients. And the other thing you can do is, I guess, is never, ever, ever mention Tostitos at all. Not even uttering the word. Because, let's face it, the best way to boycott something is to just eliminate it totally. And so from now on, I had to commit the small error of mentioning it for this call for the boycott, but from now on I'm never mentioning it ever again, especially when I refer to the Fiesta Bowl. So next January, when you're watching the You Know What Fiesta Bowl, I hope you enjoy, like I will be, your mission chips, Don Julio, Calidad, and the homegrown salsa.
Alright fans, we want your video responses. We want more topic and more debate. Also, we have a Facebook page. We want each and every one of you to join. It's NCAA College Football, America's finest sport. We also have a Twitter page. It's http://www.twitter.com/C2FR for behind-the-scenes updates. Also, don't forget to email us at cover2footballreview@gmail.com. We'll get your points of view here on our weekly show.